1. The Hook 2025 has already begun. Whether you are ready for it or not, the sun rose, the days started moving, and the calendar flipped forward. Time doesn't wait. Time doesn't stop. Time doesn't slow down for hesitation, uncertainty, or doubt. Every second is already counting against you, and every second is already counting for someone else who is moving, pushing, building, grinding. The truth is simple. This year will pass. That is not a choice. What is a choice is what you will make of it. Look back for just a moment. Not to dwell, not to regret, but to gain perspective. How many times have you said, "This is my year"? How many times have you made promises on January 1st that were broken before February? How many times have you let distractions, excuses, or fear rob you of the very progress you said you wanted? The harsh reality is this: if you do not change, your results will not change. A new year on the calendar means nothing if you carry the same mindset, the same habits, and the same excuses into it. 2025 can be different, but only if you are different. This year has the potential to be the greatest year of your life, not because it magically holds something that 2024 or 2023 did not, but because this is the moment you finally decide to stop playing small, stop living in the shadows of hesitation, and start living in alignment with the greatness inside of you. The opportunity is here now, waiting for you. Understand this clearly. Nobody is coming to hand you the best year of your life. Not luck, not chance, not circumstances. It's not going to fall into your lap. Success has never been about waiting. It has always been about working. You must make a choice right now. Will you drift through another 12 months, repeating the same cycles, or will you plant your feet in the ground and declare that 2025 is the year you claim everything you were meant to have? This year will not bend for your excuses. It will not pause while you procrastinate. It will not hold its breath while you decide whether or not you are serious. It will keep moving with or without you. And when December comes again, the question will be staring back at you in the mirror. Did you own the year, or did the year own you? So here is the truth. 2025 is nothing more than time. Time that will pass whether you waste it or maximize. Time that will slip away whether you rise or whether you sleep. But within that time lies the chance to change everything. If you are bold enough, disciplined enough, and hungry enough to take it. Right here, right now, the challenge is simple. Stop waiting for the perfect moment because it does not exist. The perfect moment is this one. The perfect time is today. The perfect opportunity is 2025 itself. What you choose to do from this moment forward will determine not just what this year looks like, but what the rest of your life will look like. This is the hook, the turning point, the line in the sand. 2025 is here. The only question left is, will you just live through it, or will you make it the year that defines you forever? Every breakthrough in history, every transformation of a life, every victory that ever mattered began in one place, with a decision. Not with luck, not with chance, not with the stars aligning or circumstances suddenly becoming perfect. The starting point is always the same. Someone, somewhere drew a line and said, "Enough! This changes now." Think about it. The person who went from failure to success didn't stumble into. They didn't accidentally fall into greatness. They decided that failure would no longer define them. They made a choice that the pain of staying was greater than the discomfort of change. The decision came first, and the results followed. That is where you are right now, at a decision point. 2025 is not going to hand you transformation. It's offering you a choice. You can continue carrying the old habits, the old excuses, the old patterns that have been holding you back. Or you can decide in this moment that this year will be different. Not a kind of different, not a little better, but radically different because you made a decision so firm that there's no going back. Too many people live their lives waiting for circumstances to decide for them. They wait until things feel easier. They wait until the timing feels right. They wait until fear disappears. And in the waiting years slip away. But here's the truth. The timing will never be perfect. Fear will never fully leave, and obstacles will never vanish. The power comes when you decide, in spite of all that, nothing will stop you, nothing will delay you, nothing will pull you back. A real decision is not a wish. A real decision is not saying, I'll try. A real decision cuts off all other possibilities. It removes the back door. It eliminates the escape routes. When you decide, you commit. And when you commit, you find a way. That is the force you need to bring into 2025. Look at where you are right now and ask yourself with honesty, have you truly decided? Or have you just been interested in change? Because interest is weak. Interest says, I want it if it's easy. Decision says, I will have it no matter what. Interest fades when resistance shows up. Decision deepens in the face of resistance. The choice is yours, but understand this. Not deciding is still a decision. If you stay the same, if you keep repeating the patterns of yesterday, if you carry the same excuses into tomorrow, you have decided to settle, to shrink, decided to let this year slip away like all the others. But if you truly want 2025 to be the best year of your life, you must decide right now that it will be. Not tomorrow, not next month, not when things feel easier. Right now. A decision made in fire, backed by action, reinforced by discipline. That is the turning point. This is your crossroad. One path leads to comfort, stagnation, and regret. The other leads to growth, achievement, and fulfillment. Which path you take will not be chosen by chance. It will be chosen by you. And the moment you decide, truly decide, is the moment the trajectory of your life begins to change. So the question stands. What will you decide for 2025? One of the greatest traps people fall into is the cycle of repetition. The same thoughts, the same habits, the same excuses, day after day, month after month, year after year. They wake up in January with big dreams, but by February, they've already slipped back into the comfort of old routines. And before they realize it, another year is gone, and nothing has changed. This cycle is dangerous because it feels familiar. It feels safe. It tricks you into believing that as long as you're moving, you're making progress. But running in circles is not progress. It's exhaustion. Repeating the same patterns while expecting different results is not ambition. It's delusion. If you want 2025 to be the best year of your life, you must be willing to break the cycle once and for all. That means confronting the truth that the habits and mindsets that got you here will not get you there. The version of you that has been stuck in cycles of procrastination, fear, or self-doubt cannot be the version that dominates this year. Something has to break. Something has to end. Cycles thrive on comfort. They are fueled by the path of least resistance. That's why breaking them is not easy. It feels uncomfortable. It feels like resistance. It feels like stepping into unfamiliar territory. And yet, that discomfort is exactly where growth lives. The cycle continues only as long as you protect it. The moment you decide to disrupt it, you create the possibility of change. Think of the cycle as a chain. Every repeated excuse is a link. Every wasted opportunity is a link. Every time you say tomorrow instead of today, the chain grows stronger. But here's the good news. You don't need to break every link at once. You just need to break the first one. The moment you take a new action, make a new choice, or adopt a new habit, the chain begins to weaken. And with consistency, it shatters. Breaking the cycle means refusing to live in autopilot. It means no longer recycling yesterday into today, and today into tomorrow. It means refusing to let comfort dictate your future. 2025 is not meant to be a rerun. It is meant to be a revolution. But that revolution begins with your willingness to let go of who you were to become who you were meant to be. This year is not a continuation unless you choose to make it one. It can be a blank page, a reset, a chance to rewrite the story. But you cannot write a new chapter while rereading the old ones. Stop replaying the same script. Stop reliving the same story. Break free. And here is the truth. Cycles don't break themselves. They are broken by force, by intention, by action. You must be the one who says, this ends with me. This ends today. 2025 is calling for a different version of you. The one who refuses to live on repeat. The one who refuses to settle for yesterday's pattern. The one who has the courage to break free from the cycle and step into a future defined by purpose, power, and progress. The choice is simple. Repeat or break. Which will you choose? The most powerful shift you can make in 2025 is to take complete ownership of your life, not partial ownership, not selective ownership, complete ownership. Because the moment you stop blaming circumstances, environments, or people for where you are, you reclaim the power to change everything. Think about it. As long as the responsibility belongs to someone else, so does the control. If it's the economy's fault, then your future depends on forces outside your hands. If it's your boss's fault, then your growth is locked in someone else's decisions. If it's your past's fault, then your destiny is chained to memories you can't rewrite. The truth is, every time you point the finger outward, you give away your power. Ownership is about pulling that power back into your hands where it belongs. Taking ownership does not mean denying challenges. It does not mean pretending obstacles aren't real. It means refusing to let them dictate your story. You can acknowledge difficulty without surrendering to it. You can face reality without giving it control. Ownership is not about what happens to you. It's about how you respond, how you adapt, and how you rise. And let's be honest, sometimes the hardest person to hold accountable is yourself. It's easy to call out someone else's flaws. It's easy to spot someone else's excuses. But when it comes to your own, the temptation is to soften the truth, to give yourself a pass, to believe your own lie. Ownership strips all that away. Ownership forces you to look in the mirror and say, the results I have today are the direct product of my choices, my habits, my actions. If I want different results, I must make different choices. That level of honesty is uncomfortable, but it is also liberating. Because once you accept that you created your current reality, you also realize you have the power to create a new one. Ownership transforms problems into projects, setbacks into strategies, and excuses into energy. It shifts you from victim to leader, from powerless to unstoppable. So what does ownership look like in 2025? It looks like holding yourself accountable every single day. Not just when it's convenient. It looks like asking hard questions. Did I give my best today? Did I stay true to my commitments? Did I take steps toward my vision? Ownership doesn't allow you to hide from the answers. It demands honesty, it demands responsibility, and it demands growth. Here's the truth. You can't outsource success. Nobody else can win it for you. Nobody else can do the push-ups, write the pages, run the miles, or build the discipline. If you want this year to be the best of your life, it cannot be on anyone else's shoulders but your own. Ownership means no more waiting for permission, no more pointing at the past, and no more waiting for someone to save you. When you take ownership, you stop negotiating with your excuses and start executing your responsibilities. And that is where transformation begins. Not in blame, not in waiting, but in full accountability. 2025 will not be owned by your circumstances. It will be owned by you, or not at all. Motivation feels good. It's exciting. It's that spark you get when you watch a video, hear a powerful message, or imagine the future you want. But here's the problem with motivation. It fades. It is unreliable. It comes and goes with your emotions, and your emotions change daily. If you depend on motivation, you will only move when it's convenient, only work when it feels good, and only commit when the conditions are perfect. And that's why so many people start strong and fade fast. Discipline is different, doesn't ask how you feel. Discipline doesn't wait for the mood to be right. Discipline doesn't care about comfort. It only cares about consistency. Where motivation is an emotional spark, discipline is the engine that keeps running, even when the spark is gone. And if you want 2025 to be the best year of your life, discipline must become your foundation. Think about the people who achieve extraordinary results. They are not extraordinary because they are motivated all the time. They are extraordinary because they train themselves to act, regardless of motivation. They run when they're tired. They work when they're uninspired. They follow through when every excuse tells them to stop. What separates them is not inspiration. It's discipline. Motivation will get you started, but discipline will keep you moving. Motivation is the feeling of wanting to succeed, but discipline is the decision to succeed whether you feel like it or not. That's the difference between those who dream and those who actually build. In 2025, every day will test you. Some days you'll wake up ready to conquer the world, and other days you'll wake up exhausted, distracted, or discouraged. If you rely on motivation alone, those off days will destroy your momentum. But if you live by discipline, you show up anyway. You do the work anyway. You keep pushing, even when nobody is watching, even when nobody is cheering, even when it feels thankless. And that is what creates real progress. Discipline is not glamorous. It's not always exciting, but it builds something that motivation never can. Habits that run automatically. Habits that carry you forward even when your mind tells you to stop. And once those habits are established, they form the structure of your success. Discipline is the builder of character, and character is the builder of destiny. Ask yourself, how many times have you waited for motivation to come back before moving forward? How many dreams have been delayed because you were waiting to feel ready? The truth is, readiness is created by action, not by waiting. And discipline is the force that pushes you into action when feelings would have held you back. In 2025, stop chasing motivation and start cultivating discipline. Build the strength to do what needs to be done whether you feel like it or not. Yeah, that's how momentum is built. That's how results are created. And that's how you transform a year into the year. Motivation is the spark. Discipline is the fire that never goes out. If you want to own this year, choose discipline. Every day, every moment. No, 6. Raising your standards, motivation feels good. It's exciting. It's that spark you get when you watch a video, hear a powerful message, or imagine the future you want. But here's the problem with motivation. It fades. It is unreliable. It comes and goes with your emotions, and your emotions change daily. If you depend on motivation, you will only move when it's convenient, only work when it feels good, and only commit when the conditions are perfect. And that's why so many people start strong and fade fast. Discipline is different. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. Discipline doesn't wait for the mood to be right. Discipline doesn't care about comfort. It only cares about consistency. Where motivation is an emotional spark, discipline is the engine that keeps running even when the spark is gone. And if you want 2025 to be the best year of your life, discipline must become your foundation. Think about the people who achieve extraordinary results. They are not extraordinary because they are motivated all the time. They are extraordinary because they train themselves to act regardless of motivation. They run when they're tired. They work when they're uninspired. They follow through when every excuse tells them to stop. What separates them is not inspiration, it's discipline. Motivation will get you started, but discipline will keep you moving. Motivation is the feeling of wanting to succeed, but discipline is the decision to succeed, whether you feel like it or not. That's the difference between those who dream and those who actually build. In 2025, every day will test you. Some days you'll wake up ready to conquer the world, and other days you'll wake up exhausted, distracted, or discouraged. If you rely on motivation alone, those off days will destroy your momentum. But if you live by discipline, you show up anyway. You do the work anyway. You keep pushing, even when nobody is watching, even when nobody is cheering, even when it feels thankless. And that is what creates real progress. Discipline is not glamorous. It's not always exciting, but it builds something that motivation never can. Habits. Habits that run automatically. Habits that carry you forward even when your mind tells you to stop. And once those habits are established, they form the structure of your success. Discipline is the builder of character, and character is the builder of destiny. Ask yourself, how many times have you waited for motivation to come back before moving forward? How many dreams have been delayed because you were waiting to feel ready? The truth is, readiness is created by action, not by waiting. And discipline is the force that pushes you into action when feelings would have held you back. In 2025, stop chasing motivation and start cultivating discipline. Build the strength to do what needs to be done whether you feel like it or not. That's how momentum is built. That's how results are created. And that's how you transform a year. Motivation is the spark. Discipline is the fire that never goes out. If you want to own this year, choose discipline. Every day, every moment, no 7. Resilience and pressure. There is one guarantee in 2025. You will face pressure. You will encounter resistance. You will meet obstacles that test your strength, your patience, and your belief in yourself. That is not a possibility. It is a certainty. The question is not if pressure will come, but how you will respond when it does. Most people fold under pressure because they think pressure is punishment. They see obstacles as proof that they're not ready, that they're not capable, that maybe this isn't their path. But pressure is not punishment. Pressure is proof. Proof that you are being stretched. Proof that you are moving beyond your comfort zone. Proof that growth is happening. Diamonds are only formed under pressure. Muscles only grow under resistance. Strength is only built when something pushes against you. Without pressure, you remain soft, untested, unchanged. Resilience is the skill that separates those who finish from those who quit. It's the ability to take the hits, to endure the setbacks, and to rise anyway. Resilience says, this will not break me. This will build me. It doesn't deny the struggle. It transforms the struggle into strength. In 2025, resilience must become your weapon. Because no matter how much discipline you have, no matter how high your standards are, there will be days when things fall apart. There will be moments when your plans collapse, when doors close, when people disappoint you. And in those moments, your resilience will determine your future. Do you stop? Do you shrink? Do you complain? Or do you rise, adapt, and push through? Understand this, resilience is not about never falling. It's about never staying down. It's about refusing to let setbacks define your story. Every time you rise after being knocked down, you are building the muscle of resilience. And the more you build it, the stronger you become. Pressure will expose you, but it will also expand you. It will reveal the cracks in your foundation, but it will also